Hi, welcome to Made to Heal with Angela Brown. So today I'm going to talk about the sense of smell. And smell is something that I think connects us to home. So how many of you, I want to hear in the comments, how many of you have been homesick? Whether you're a small child or an adult away from family, I think we all get homesick for our loved ones and the people we care for. So a lot of times when we get homesick, we think of smells that associate us with home. Sometimes we think of maybe our grandma's cooking from way back when, or our mom's cooking, and smells are just associated, a lot of them, with home. And when we're homesick, I like to either make something or bring me a smell that reminds me of home and have that going on around me. So the sense of smell is also, there's smells that we cannot stand and there's smells that we absolutely love. So you can put maybe a 1 in the comments if you like the smell of skunk. So many people I came across, they were like, oh, I love the smell when there was a smell of a skunk. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the most awful smell I've ever smelled. And so as the years have gone by, the skunk smell hasn't been as super pungent and strong, but it's still not a favorite smell of mine. But some people absolutely love the smell of skunk, and there's nothing wrong with that. Also, smells will let us know if we're in danger, right? If I have a gas stove, and if you turn the burner on and the flame doesn't light up, it's gonna smell like gas and not a good smell. You don't want to smell that for so long because it will start to give you a headache. And so smells will help us know whether it's the smell of smoke, fire, the smoke from the fire, or whatever other smell. They can help us know if we are in danger or not. So what a blessing we have, the gift of smelling. So right now, I would love for you to think of some of your favorite smells. What are some of your favorite smells? Sometimes you can go back to your childhood. What were some of your favorite smells then? So I've had a unique experience. I don't know that everybody has had this experience. So I would like you to put in the comments, put a 3 in the comments if you can relate to me of smelling a loved one that has passed away. Have you ever had that happen? Have you ever smelled a loved one that has passed away? I have had it happen to me probably a total of 5 or 6 times. And it's interesting because it's been from the smells that I have smelled are my grandpa's on both sides, my dad's dad and my mom's dad. I've smelled both. People have their particular smell, right? They have the smell about them. And when you smell them, you think of them and it just connects you to them. And I like to think when I smell them that they're close to me. They're wanting to let me know that they're there watching over me and my family. And so it's kind of comforting. I know some people might trip out over something like that and they wouldn't want to experience that. But if you experience smelling the scent of a loved one that's passed away onto the other side, maybe what I like to do, I don't think we should go through other people. It's firmly my belief, and I think a lot of Christians believe this way, but maybe not. But I believe we aren't to go through another source to talk with our loved ones. I think going through God, like, okay, God, I smell my loved ones around. Do they have a message? Do they have a message for me? And so I really believe in going through God for that instead of using a third-party person. And so I had a very special experience, and I won't get into the details because it was that special for me. But I was just really feeling the presence of my grandpa with me. And I just thought I didn't know what to do with it. And then I learned of a technique, and it's called, and this is a technique that literally, it's a mindful technique. And this can help you heal, not only in recognizing there might be a loved one that's passed away that's close to you or close around you, but it works with clearing emotions from childhood, if you're feeling feelings of anger, or if you're feeling scared or worried, you can always do an exercise, and it's called inner child writing. So what you do is you use your dominant hand and you write down your question, whatever, if you want to know, well, why am I so scared of this? Whether it be spiders or water, or why am I so scared of death, or whatever that fear is. And you write that question in your dominant hand, and then you put the pencil in your non-dominant hand, and your writing is going to look a little scary, unless there's people that have the gift of writing with both hands. And so I don't have that gift, but I put the pencil in the non-dominant hand, and I start writing answers. And so I felt the presence of my grandpa, and so I wanted to know, does my grandpa have a message for me? And then and if nothing comes at first in your mind, then you just say, I don't know what I'm writing. I'm here waiting for a message. But whatever comes to you, just start writing, because thoughts will start coming. And my grandpa did have a message for me, and it was special. And it was something that I'll cherish, I'll cherish forever, because he wanted to reach out to me, and he had a message for me, and it was a special message. So that's my maybe counsel. If you have a close loved one that has, passed on to the other side, reach out to them, or not reach out to them, but if you're smelling their scent, if you smell them close to you and you feel them close by, even if you're not smelling their scent, sometimes some people's senses are more in tune, should I say. And so when they're more in tune and you do smell that, then gosh, this is exactly like my grandpa, or this is the smell of, and if it makes you think of someone, that's that person, kind of reaching out to you, letting you know that they're with you. So yeah, do it, and do that exercise, and it's a super healing exercise. And a reminder, you can do it to heal any emotions that you've had in the past. That inner child writing. Writing is a powerful tool to get us through so many things, emotions and different things. So another story that I would like to share on smell, because it was a fascinating experience to me. So, and I don't know if many people would be able to relate to this, but I've had 8 children, as some of my videos have said. I've had 8 babies, and because I wanted a big family, right? And my first baby I had in the hospital, and it was such a horrendous experience for me. 9 out of 10 things went wrong. It just was not a good experience. And so when I got pregnant, it's a whole another video which I'll share, but when I got pregnant with our second child, I told my husband I really want to go interview midwives, because I really think I want to have a home birth. And he was like, no, you're not. And I said, hold up, it's my body, and I would like to try this route. So if you'd like to come with me to interview midwives, that would be good, so that you can have a say in the personality of the midwife. So he, relented. He kind of drug his feet. It wasn't his thing, but this is what I wanted for my body, and he did support me. And so I've had 7 of my babies at home in my home environment. And not everybody can do that, but that's a whole nother thing that I can talk about. It's night and day difference. If you have this body that's going to allow you to have babies naturally, I am 100% behind it. It's just empowering, but that's beside the fact. So I'm getting off tangent. So my 5th baby that I had at home, I had this baby, and for about 2.5 to 3 months after he was born, my house had this amazing smell that I had never smelled before. And I remember I just kept telling my mom, my husband, I'm like, if heaven had a smell, this is what it would smell like. It was just, I can't describe the smell. I mean, it was just one of these, it wasn't strong, 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 but it was just this light hint of just this most amazing smell. Like, I don't even know. But I just kept saying, if heaven had a smell, this is what it would smell like. And so, it'll be interesting to see if when I go to heaven, that if I smell the smell, to see if that's the smell I smell, because I have never smelled a smell like it before, and I have never smelled a smell like it after. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. And so, those are some of the things that I call tender mercies. Like, I literally believe God has his hands in all things, and we have particular experiences in certain situations that are just unique to us, and God's way of letting us know that, hey, I'm there for you, and this is just for you. And it's just beautiful. So again, the sense of smell is powerful. It's for us to have enjoyment. We have to have a sense of smell if we want to taste our food properly. So I am so grateful. I'm sure, along with the rest of you all, I love to eat. And so if we didn't have the sense of smell, I mean, we've all been sick, right? And your sinuses are clogged up, and food just isn't that great. It just doesn't taste very good, and it's not as enjoyable because our sense of smell is blocked off for a little bit. So it's just one of those gifts that we get to give, that we get to experience. And I am so grateful for the gift of smell. And there are, again, just to hone in on it, maybe if smells have a lot to do with our moods too. And that's another thing I would like to bring up is there are a lot of toxic chemicals through household cleaners and different things that are being hormone disruptors. They hurt our health, they harm our health, they disrupt our hormones, and they mess with our hormones. And so we are not able to have the optimum health. And so I am super big into cutting out the household chemicals as much as possible. Like, get rid of all those harmful chemicals because it's harming our body. And I didn't think very much of it. My household has been chemical free for going on 11 years. 11 years is when I decided to take out all the harmful chemicals out of my household. And it took about 3 to 6 months. It was about 3 months after that I ditched all the chemicals out of my home. Then I go to the grocery stores and I will walk down an aisle and it hits me. The cleaning aisle is so strong. I can't even hack it. In fact, I go down the cleaning aisle if I have to get, like, sometimes they'll put baking soda on the cleaning aisle. And so as I'm going down the cleaning aisle, I literally have to cover my nose and just hold my breath because it is super strong and powerful. And they're toxic. They're toxic. The minute I smell them, I get an instant headache. So do the experiment. If you have had chemicals in your environment your whole life, you're not going to know that it's disrupting your hormones and that it's making you sick, whether it's a dry cough or sneezing or headaches or just brain fog. There's so many symptoms that these harmful chemical smells will create in our body, and then it interferes with our hormones and working properly. So when I took the chemicals out of my home, I just said, gosh, I wish I could have my house smell good, because I won't name the products that I used, but all the harmful chemicals that I was using before, I loved the smell because my house smelled clean. And when I talked to the lady that helped me go chemical free, I said, so I have a problem. My house just doesn't smell clean. And she said, clean doesn't have a smell. So when you go into that bathroom, and I had a bunch of boys at the time, so I totally related to her comment, but she's like, when you go into that bathroom where there's been several little boys using that bathroom and it smells like urine, you go in there and clean it, that urine smell is gone. No, it doesn't smell like your chemicals, those cleaners that you're used to smelling. But after you clean it with your chemical-free process, the urine smell is gone. And so I'm like, okay. So it took me a minute to get used to the clean doesn't have a smell. And so what I use now to get, if I want the smell, which most of the time I do, I like the smells. So what I did was I invested in a diffuser, and I use essential oils. Now you need to use the pure essential oils. If you're using synthetic oils, then it's still not good for your lungs and your body to breathe in those chemicals, because they're man-made. But if you are using pure essential oils, then that is a lot better. And you just put them in the diffuser with some water, and it just fills your room with a pleasant smell. So that's been something. And they have health properties too. All of your essential oils are healing. They have their healing properties, and they help in different health areas. I have an essential oil book that I refer to all the time when I want, maybe my spirit's lifted. Maybe I'm, feeling anxiety or feeling stress or whatever. There's particular oils for particular jobs. And I won't get into that because that's a whole different video. But I am focusing on smells, and smells are important. But I do want to encourage everybody to get off of chemicals, because it's harming our health. And when our physical health is in jeopardy, we can't focus on the spiritual, mental, and emotional healing as much, because we're focused on feeling so physically sick. And I'm all about trying to get the body as much as possible, the physical body feeling good, so that we can focus on a balanced spiritual, emotional, mental, spiritual, emotional, and mental, and physical well-being of being balanced in those areas. So that's what I'm talking about today, is smells. Smells are big. They're important. They help us to enjoy life. And one of the things that I did was I would play a game with and this is just a fun game that you guys can play as adults. You can just, it's connecting with the inner child, and you just think that's silly, or, oh, I remember doing that when I was a kid. But you're never too old to be childlike, ever. Connecting with the inner child is healing, no matter what it is or how silly you feel doing it. Connecting with the inner child just feels good to our soul. It feels good to our spirit. So I did one or two games. I would blindfold the kids in my class, and I would have, on cotton balls, I would put different scents of smell. One was orange, one was vanilla, one was cinnamon. Anyway, just different, and one was peppermint, and then I can't remember what the other smell was, but I had like 5 or 6 smells that I would pass around that were on these cotton balls, and they would smell it. And I'm like, okay. And I think one was like a pine tree smell, like a Christmassy smell. And so I would have the kids tell me, like, okay, with their eyes closed. They didn't know what they were smelling, but I had all the jars labeled. So they would close their eyes, and I'd have them smell. And I'm like, okay, think of a time that this smell reminds you of. And they would either be like Christmas, or cookies with my mom, making cookies, or, so it was fun to see their reactions of what memories. So here's a good one. We can visualize smells. We can think of smells, and our physical structure changes. So I want you to do this quick little exercise for me. I want you to imagine you have this beautiful, perfect, yellow, big lemon, okay? And I want you to just pick up this lemon and just smell it. Pick it up. I know you don't have a lemon, neither do I. So we're just going to pretend we have this lemon. We're going to smell it. Oh, do you smell the lemon, the citrus, and then you're going to put it down, and we're going to get out a knife. We're just going to reach for our knife, get out our knife, and just cut the lemon. And then we're going to pick the lemon up and squeeze it a little bit to where there's just this juice. So just squeeze it a little bit, and imagine the lemon juice just kind of dripping, and you're just going to lick the lemon juice or have it. My face automatically started to pucker, right? And that's probably the experience that you got. Our imagination is powerful. And so when you're thinking of lemon, all of a sudden, like, my mouth started to salivate. I started producing more saliva. And then when I squeeze that, lemon, I just, and then the imagination of it dripping in my mouth, I was like, ugh, my mouth or my face automatically just puckered because I was getting ready for that sour. So that's the power of the mind. That shows us that we can control our thoughts, our actions, and we can control our experiences that we have. So if you're not loving the smells around you, think of a different pleasant smell. We we have been traveling the last few days, my family and we happened to stop at a stopping point, and it stunk so bad, like it smelled like dirty diapers. and and we were gonna stop and eat lunch there, and I just told my husband, I can't eat, sorry, my appetite is ruined. And he was like, well, let's drive to the other side of the building, the wind is blowing that way, and so we probably won't smell. And we got out on the other side, and I'm like, nope, it still smells like poopy diapers. I can't. I can't eat. And so, sometimes we're not in control of what we smell, but at that given point in time, you can think of a pleasant smell as you're smelling that gross to just kind of counteract and block that smell. And it truly works because the power of our brain is incredible. But the gift of smell is just a gift. And some people, I just remember during the whole COVID thing, which was, baloney, but the whole COVID thing, I couldn't smell for the longest time. My sense of smell and eating and things weren't enjoyable. And so when you don't have that gift, it's when you really notice, like, dang, I can't smell anything, and I would sure like to smell my food again. And so when you don't have it, but when you've had it your whole life and it's just a given that you have it, there's no appreciation. So I am so grateful. I am grateful for the whole experience of COVID, as what it taught me and society as a whole. I know it wasn't a very fun experience for a lot of people, but I am telling you, my gratitude, like, it shot through the roof. I was so grateful in so many things and areas, and smell was one of them. I am so grateful for the gift of smell, whether it's good or bad, because it helps me to know what's going on in my environment. And so, yeah, I just encourage you to just enjoy your sense of smell. Also, please like and subscribe to my channel. I am also putting it out there. I offer a 12-week online course, no matter where you find yourself in this world, for Christian women to find joy and to get rid of the childhood trauma, or if you find yourself stuck and not in a great spot, or for the longest time I was victim. I was like, well, this is how it is, poor me, my situation is what it is, and this is the best it's gonna get. And I just had a stinky attitude towards life, and I didn't know how to move forward in a good spot. So yeah, through Christ, when I hit rock bottom, the Savior literally pulled me out of my trench that I thought was so impossible to get out of. And he has showed me how to live life, how to have joy. And I know a lot of Christians are already there, but I know there's a lot of women that are stuck in pain from past trauma and hurts. And I relate well to women. I mean, I would love to help the whole world, teens and all the adults, but that's impossible. I relate with women because we women just have different experiences that we go through. And I was raped as a young child, and I had a lot of verbal and emotional and physical abuses as well on top of that rape. And it was just something that I was stuck in for a long time, and it's nowhere I would want to ever go back. But I'm grateful for my experiences. I'm grateful I got to be where I was at that point, because I wouldn't be here today talking to you about healing and becoming whole spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. So grab your mom, grab your sister, grab friends or neighbors or coworkers, and come on a healing journey with me, healing spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. I will have the link in the comments below for you to register for this class. So it's amazing. It's just techniques that I had never, it's outside of the box ideas that I never knew of before, but yet they have helped me find so much joy in my journey, and has helped me to have a closer connection with myself, God, and my family members, and just people in general. I've been able to have self-love and confidence in myself that I had never had before. And so this is for everyone. Everyone can feel confident and beautiful and have you know just what it takes to move forward in faith and in joy and in love. So that's what that course offers. So check out the link in the comments below. Also, go ahead and subscribe to my channel again and hit the bell for notifications for when I do a post. I do a daily post, and some are longer and some are a little shorter. Today was a little longer because I shared some special experiences in smell, and I just want you to take the time to journal some of your special experiences that you've had through smell throughout your lifetime, and really connect with the inner child and in your healing journey. So bye for now, and we'll see you next time. God bless.